What's going on, my curious and intellectual people? Welcome back to another small clip with intrigue and insights. Deep conversations meet everyday life, looking beyond the obvious to uncover meaning, challenge assumption, and find wisdom in places most people overlook. Happy New Year's and welcome to 2026. This gives us another opportunity, definitely if you're alive today on January 1st, 2026, to be a better version of yourself. So, starting our new beginnings, let's elevate, let's escalate, and let's continue the process and the journey that we started since day one. I can definitely say though, I did not align these episodes with dates. So, you can't credit me for this particular topic falling on today's day, New Year's Day. But I did make a plan how these episodes will go one behind each other. So, what happened, happened. Take it up with the man upstairs. So, today we're going to unpack the identity crisis. When it comes to identity, worth, and comparison, most people don't know who they are without what they do. And when I say what they do, I mean like your positions that's in your home, with your family, at your job, in your church. For instance, I'm a CEO, I'm a manager, I'm a doctor, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a brother. Or in your church where you either saying that you're in the choir, you're a choir member, or you're a pastor, or you're a worshiper, or you're on the prayer team. And these things is titles that represent who we are based off of who we are, but they're not necessarily our identity. So when I think about identity, my ID card comes to mind, identification card. And on your identification card, it gives you characteristics that can identify you according to your person, your height, your weight, your color of your eyes, the color of your skin. So when we say identity, what we're looking at one, your temperament, personality. We discussed before on episode number 1 about personality traits. If you ever done an assessment at your job, or if you possibly read some books on other things that do personality traits and talk about those and do assessment. And even if you have a therapist or a psychologist, a lot of times they will bring to your awareness the personality assessments that categorizes people in these traits, temperaments. And we also have character. And when we're talking about character, we're talking about traits. These are internal traits, such as strong will, such as being peaceful, such as determination, such as being merciful and loving and caring. These are personality traits that tie into this is just who we are in our nature. When we say worth is values. So we're talking about usefulness, skill sets, and talents. What are you good at doing? A lot of times we like to word it like according to our gifts. And these gifts are acts that you do on a daily basis. You just have the ability to do these things that other people cannot do. For instance, like planning, so you'll be the party planner guy. Things such as organization, so you always know how to organize things in such a strategic matter that everybody wants you to be the organizing guy. Then you have people such as teachers and things like that. Well, the reason why they're teachers is because they know how to give instructions. It's not that the title teacher technically puts them in a position for that. It's just the way that they're able to deliver, to be able to give the instructions in a way that people can gain from different type of aspects. So these are what we call worth, usefulness. This is worth, values. Then we have comparison. Now, comparison is a kryptonite. Okay? For starters, everybody is created differently. Even when we go back to temperaments and we say that there are 4 distinctive temperaments, but there's a mixture for every human being that is created. It's just like a snowflake. Snowflakes are pretty much made of the same type of material, but did you know every snowflake that is ever created and ever made has a different pattern? Not one snowflake that you see in places that snow all the time has the exact same pattern. So if a snowflake was to compare itself with another snowflake, it would forever be unsatisfied. Why? Because it would never look like the other one. So the key thing is, even though we're made differently, we are very valuable with our usefulness to someone else. Why? Because they can do something that we can't. And that's vice versa. We can do something that someone else can't. Now we say this, but it's hard to gather that into our minds to be able to use it on an everyday basis, which is what we come up with comparison, which is why comparison is a kryptonite. Because in this sense, what we're doing is we're trying to strive for something outside of what we do not have the capabilities to do, instead of utilizing what we do have the capabilities to do. Because when our identity is secured within ourselves, we value that, and our usefulness can actually become beneficial to everybody that's around us, because that's actually what we were created for. When our worth is tied to productivity, success, and approval, identity is fragile. And one failure, everything shakes. But purpose, again, I say purpose, it's not earned, it's discovered. It's like a treasure. When you find gold, for one, you have to know what a gold is. Then, when you get to where a gold mine is, you have to search for it to see where it's buried at. But then, you have to dig and find where that gold is. And there's all kind of tools and techniques that they use for that. Trust me, I don't know much about that. This is the same way that we have to do for ourselves. We have to dig. We have to evaluate. We have to analyze our own self and come to the conclusion to see who we are as an individual and find that worth and that value. And that takes time. It's just like the other day when we was talking about connections. Real connections and genuineness takes time. It takes intimacy. It takes getting to be known and to be seen. We have to know ourselves. We have to see ourselves. We have to dig into our soul and reach down and see who we are naturally. What is my usefulness? And then we can stop comparing ourselves with others. And then we can actually live purposeful lives. You see, when we know who we are, we stop chasing who we are not. And that's exactly what comparison does. It causes us to chase after someone else's talents, someone else's skill set, and try to utilize them instead of utilizing our own. Remember, clarity doesn't come from easy answers, but from the courage to ask the hard ones. So stay curious, stay open, and keep looking deeper. Happy New Year's. Peace.